What is an addiction that the world is just okay with? Social media. This might be too recent to have caused real waves, but I am pretty sure that in a couple of years you'll have to accept the consequences every time you log in. A few years later, social media sites will all have to have standard khaki pack sites and big bold horrifying message everywhere. I really believe that in a few years, social media login pages will have warnings like cigarette packs in Canada. Warning: the use of these sites has been linked to depression, anxiety, insomnia. Please enter at your risk, or something to that effect. Came here to write this. I already know about this. Still, yesterday I used Instagram for 4 hours. Sugar. Dude, I work at a certain large coffee chain, and most people who think they're addicted to caffeine are actually addicted to sugar. Unless you are ordering an iced hot coffee, cold brew or espresso, the amount of coffee in the drinks you are ordering is minuscule. Sure, it will offer you a little caffeine, but if you are consistently getting a white chocolate mocha every day and thinking you need your coffee fix, it's not the coffee you're needing. 1000% this. I'm trying to kick my sugar addiction, and it's insane how many things it's just added to arbitrarily. I've seen other countries talking about our bread, as it's like cake to them. I have to buy sugar-free bread. I wish we could cut way back on it in our food production. Ever see a kid trying sugar soda for the first time? Looks like crack. I think a lot more people are addicted to alcohol than we care to admit. Took me far too long to understand the joke. What's an alcoholic? Someone who drinks more than their doctor. I'm 9 days in sobriety, as I do every January, and I think most people would be surprised how habitual it is. You don't really notice until you stop how often your brain defaults to it, especially if you drink on weekdays. Everyone likes to see nicotine as the super bad habitat forming drug, but alcohol isn't significantly far behind. Ambien. I work as a pharmacist, and it blows my mind that so many prescribers write for it too often. It's got to be one of the most incorrectly prescribed medications out there. To stop taking it is a rough process, weeks of little to no sleep until your body figures out how to sleep again. My grandma took that once. She said she woke up to find that she had broken some glasses in the kitchen, somehow not cutting herself, thankfully, and had injuries to indicate she had fallen pretty hard at some point. She's not sure if she stayed in the house or not, or how she got back to bed. That stuff is awful. She said never again will she take it. I was prescribed it a few years back when I was hospitalized with mental health issues. First night out, my mom found me cooking in my sleep in the middle of the night. There was lots of cornstarch involved. I take trazodone for sleep now. Ambien cooking is so real. I made a pretty good meatloaf in my sleep. Of course, I also ended up walking down the street half naked during the middle of winter. Pros and cons, I suppose. 24 hours news cycles. It's bad because it gives a veneer of being informed without actually being informed. You know the broad strokes and the players and who said did what, but it's all presented in an entertaining way, so you keep on watching and you're not actually informed. There are studies done that people that consume their news that way, passively mind you, are less informed on the whole. A lot of buzzwords or phrases that mean something to the audience, but don't actually represent the story. It's caused a lot of problems. Politics isn't sports or meaningless. Being informed and thinking about nuance, or being able to listen to the other side rather than some caricature of it, is important in a democracy. And yet we're raising people to hate the other side, to become further polarized, to treat politics as a game, and all the while making sure our voters are less informed on the whole. It's dangerous. And every hour is a repeat of the last. I've been a happier and better informed person since I turned that crap off. I refer to those channels as Politics TV. I never refer to any of them as news. Edit. Thank you for the award back in Ninja 3. Politics is the entertainment arm of the military-industrial complex. Frank Zappa. Phone addictions when it's parents instead of kids. Truly, I'm a new parent and currently trying to fight my addiction to my phone. I never realized how bad it had got until recently. Yeah, this is one none of us want to talk about it. You can kick smoking, booze, sugar, social media, caffeine, but I'll be damned if any of us will get rid of our phone. It's the first thing I look at every day and I can't leave home without it. And really, I don't need it, but I have to have it. Shopping. Dealt with this a few years back. Probably because I started getting some fine lines and I thought expensive makeup and new clothes would make me feel better. Yeah, it didn't. Just added some stress to my life and relationship because of money stuff. Don't fall for this easy trap, ladies and gents. I know the pressure is big, but it's really okay and quite normal to age. This is my last vice I'm trying to kick. Got rid of anorexia and bulimia and worked a hell of a lot on my mental health, but this is my last destructive habit. I'm not in horrendous debt or defaulting on anything like that, but I'm not happy with how I spend on stuff and know it's tied to my impulsive nature. Caffeine. We've normalized caffeine addiction to stay awake and look down on adults who say they had a nap. Seems backwards. Caffeine or a nap? To that I say, both please. The need for social validation. I've seen it happen to so many people where their lives turn an obsession of acting or looking perfect only to crave the attention of total stranger on social media. Like, no, you don't need to post every 2 seconds to feel that you're worth love. The ego is a strong drug. Work. I know some people that straight up can't imagine their life where they don't put aside everything for their job as their culture has told them they are only worth something while they are earning money. It can get unhealthy very fast. No kidding. Skipping out on physical and mental well-being, ignoring relationships, eating like shit, and not sleeping enough just to make an extra buck. Not worth it. I live in Japan and the work ethic is nuts. The worst are government workers. Today I asked an older guy who worked for a city hall how many hours he did. He said 9-5, so I asked much overtime he did and he said 5-1. The younger generation is still pretty bad. I know a few people who just quit and went back to live with their parents in their 20s. Not out of laziness, but they just go crazy. I can guess some reasons. But I would like to know why people in countries like Thailand works just as long and hard as the Japanese, but they can enjoy life and everyone in Japan is miserable as fuck. Celebrities. I've never understood being obsessed with someone who is no different than you. They're no different yet living such different lives. It's the vicariousness of it. My fiancé is an actress, extra mostly, occasional minor roles, and she's worked with a lot of models and up and coming types. One of those worked as a brand ambassador for Dior or something. Had all the glamour of the wealthy lifestyle. Going to Monaco, film festivals, fancy restaurants, fancy clothes, the lot, but apparently she was never able to switch off. Everything she did had to be tagged and filtered and posted, so she never actually got to enjoy any of the wonderful things she was doing. It sounded exhausting. Porn. I had to scroll down this far for this? The fact it's so far down shows how much the general public is okay with it. Billie Eilish came out and said she was addicted since she was 11 or 12, and it seemed like barely anyone bat an eye. That's because people would have to admit there's something wrong with it, which would result in them reflecting on their own lives. Overeating. Yeah. Though this is in large part due to eating foods that don't make you feel full. Especially highly processed foods. Vegetables are really good for this, cause you start to feel full when you actually are full. Plus they also have lots of vitamins. Internet. There are a lot of people, me included, who are so used to being able to be online 24/7 where even a day without internet is going to be a rough time. It's pretty difficult to function in the modern world without an internet connection today. This is like arguing that people became addicted to books after Gutenberg invented his press. Yeah, or like electricity or running water. Internet is a utility. Cocaine for rich people. Where can I find the cocaine for poor people? It's called crack. You might have seen its zombies strolling around or the former mayor of Toronto. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more Reddit videos.